Hi, my name is Madeline, and over the last few months, I have been sharing my personal journey of healing my nervous system, healing my autonomic disorder that I was diagnosed with 3 years ago, and healing anxiety. And I today just wanted to share a few things that I've been doing that are very practical and easy to do that are healing my nervous system. So, this past weekend, I had the best weekend that I've had in probably years, other than like my wedding weekend, which was in the last few years, and our honeymoon and stuff like that. But in terms of how I was feeling, it was the best I have felt in so long. I spent the whole weekend with my husband and our friends, and we did not stop. I was only home to sleep, and I haven't done stuff like that since I was in high school because my anxiety would be way too bad and because my symptoms would take over for my autonomic disorder, and I I didn't even know if I would ever be able to do that again. And I feel like this past weekend was such a light at the end of the tunnel for me, and I just want to let you know, if you're dealing with mental illness, if you're dealing with healing your nervous system, if you're dealing with an autonomic disorder, it does get better, so much better, I promise. And there are ways, easy, practical ways to heal your nervous system. All you have to do is take some time to take care of yourself. And if you're like me, that's hard and it sucks, but it's so important and it's changed my life. So I just wanted to share 3 things that I have been doing to heal my nervous system that have been incredibly effective. And they're very easy, it's nothing crazy. And the first one is waking up when I want to wake up. I know this isn't possible for everyone. I work from home, so I have more of an ability to sleep in, but even if this just looks like doing it on the weekends or going to bed an hour early, getting that rest is so incredibly important for your nervous system. I spent the first 20 years of my life dealing with debilitating anxiety, and that is what left my nervous system damaged. And I don't think I ever really rested. My anxiety was always so bad. I never felt rested. I was always exhausted at the end of the day and ready to go to sleep, but I never felt good waking up. And I always struggled, like going to school or going to 8 a.m.s in college. Like, those were the most painful things for me. And it wasn't just because I was like a kid and I was tired and I wanted to keep sleeping. It was because my nervous system hadn't got rest. My body was not rested. And something that I've had to allow myself to do since starting this healing process is sleep, and sleep as much as I want. So for me, that looks like sleeping until 8 instead of getting up beforehand and stressing myself out with all of the things I need to do. Or it looks like taking an hour nap. I never napped. I hated taking naps. I always thought it would like make me groggy and grumpy after, and I just never did. Like, I was just never someone to take a nap. And now I take naps multiple times a week, and it's taken me a long time to teach myself and to know that I don't need to feel guilty and that I am allowed to rest. And this comes in so many different forms. Even if you're not sleeping, sitting down on your couch, just silencing everything, just quieting your mind and not letting your anxious thoughts or the things on your to-do list take over, just actually resting is so important when healing your nervous system. Like, it's changed my life. I did not know how little sleep I had gotten in my first 23 years of life before I started like prioritizing rest. So that is the first thing I would recommend. So my second recommendation is to focus on your breathing. I did not realize how bad my breathing patterns were for the last few years and how much it was triggering my nervous system and triggering anxiety and fight or flight. And it wasn't until November when I saw the neurologist And he mentioned, I bet you're breathing really shallow when you get anxious, and that is triggering symptoms. That I started paying attention to my breath every day on a regular basis. And for me, this looks like doing breathing exercises or meditation. I do a lot of tapping meditation, and my favorite breathing exercise is just in 4 seconds, out 5 seconds, because it's practical. You don't have to stop what you're doing, but it does let you pay attention to your breathing and make sure you're getting enough oxygen to your brain. But it's something you won't think about until someone calls it out. So if you are feeling anxious, or you feel your symptoms coming on, and maybe you feel like you're gonna pass out, or you like need to lay down, or you're getting dizzy, try to focus on your breathing. Just tell yourself to breathe in 4 seconds, out 5 seconds, do it 3 times. It sends your nervous system into a state of rest, and it lets your body know that you're safe. And the third thing I would do when you're first starting your journey of healing your nervous system, this one is my favorite, is to eat when your body tells you it's hungry. I was underweight my entire life. By the time I was a junior in college, and my mental health had plummeted. It was the worst year of my life. I was 110 pounds, and I was 5'8". So I was really underweight, and long story short, I had always been underweight. I was picked on for it. Teachers talked to my mom, all of this stuff, and we just always thought it was genetic. We didn't know that it was because I had debilitating anxiety and I was metabolizing really, really quickly. I didn't learn that until this year, when I started to heal my nervous system and started to address my anxiety and started to do all of these things, and I gained 30 pounds, and I couldn't be happier about it. I am 1,000 times more comfortable in my own skin. I got all new clothes, and even though it kind of felt like it changed overnight, I'm just so thankful, and I'm thankful that I know that this was what I was supposed to look like. And it was because of anxiety and because of being in survival mode that my body didn't keep on any weight. So all of that being said, when I started to heal my nervous system, I didn't think I had an issue with eating. And I definitely didn't have any sort of eating disorder. It was because of my anxiety that food just metabolized really fast and I couldn't keep on any weight. But I also wasn't eating a lot, and I could go a really long time without eating, and it was because I was anxious. It was because I couldn't feel that I was hungry, because everything in here was just anxiety. And since starting the journey to healing my nervous system, I have just eaten whenever my body has told me that it needs to eat. And at first I thought that this was like this bizarre symptom of my autonomic disorder, that I like all of a sudden need to eat more. And if I'm not eating, I don't feel good. And if I feel like my stomach grumbling, I get scared that I'm going to pass out. And I was roping this in with all of the bad stuff, roping it in with all of the crappy symptoms of my disorder, and that like all of a sudden I just need to eat more because of it, and that's stupid and it sucks. And when I started gaining weight and feeling healthier and stronger, it switched in my brain, and I realized, no, you need to eat more because your body knows it's hungry now. And so when it tells you it's hungry, feed it. My body was in survival mode for 20 years. My whole life I was in survival mode. I wasn't able to keep a pound on. And now that I am not, I'm keeping a healthy amount of weight on my body, but I'm also aware of when I'm hungry. And so I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with snacks in between all day. I get to work from home. I feel very lucky that I get to, and it has given me time to nourish my body and to acknowledge that for the first 22 years of my life, I wasn't giving it everything it needed because I didn't know. And it's something I'm very thankful to know now. So those are my first 3 steps to healing your nervous system. Like I said, they don't sound crazy. They sound like normal things that someone would recommend, but it's hard to prioritize them, and it's really easy to forget that you're not prioritizing them. So I would love to hear about any other tips that you guys are using to heal your nervous system, and if you've tried these things and if they worked for you, and just your own story. So if you want to leave that in the comments, I would love that. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you use TikTok. I don't post on there very much, but go for it if you want. And yeah, thank you.